So Brookfield Corporation is the mothership. It is the one that drives all the decisions at all of the various Brookfield entities. It owns, its largest asset is its 73% stake in Brookfield Asset Management, which is the business that, raises money and earns fees for managing that money. And the reason that we like Brookfield Corporation is because that's the one that all the money eventually flows up to. And that's the one that is owned by all of the partners at Brookfield that you can expect to continue to compound value into the future.
So the incentives are driven by who owns what. And given that most of the Brookfield senior management team has their biggest stakes in Brookfield,
They own about
corporation, you probably are certain that they're most incentivized to get that stock up the highest possible.
Right. And I think over time, as you track the transactions that Brookfield has done and kind of the decisions that they make at all of the subsidiaries, you can very clearly see that they favor Brookfield Corporation. So for example, when they spun out the asset management business, they structured the agreement for the carried interest, which is the performance fees on the funds that Brookfield Asset Management runs. They structured it so that Brookfield Corporation gets all of the carried interest on funds that already existed on Brookfield Asset Management funds.
Yeah,
which doesn't really make any sense if you're buying the shares of the asset manager.
That was the deal of the spinoff. Yeah. And they're still going to take a portion, the parent, of the carried interest on future sales as well.
Exactly.
Right? We own the brand name. You're using our... It's essentially Brookfield Corporation is a royalty play in disguise.
Yep.
Yeah.
And they, from time to time, they'll sell shares of their Brookfield affiliates and of asset management when they think the price is high. So they did a secondary offering of Brookfield Renewable in 2021 when everybody loved renewables. And they'll buy stakes in things that they think are undervalued. So they bought full control of Brookfield Property again in 2021 when they thought that it was undervalued.
So I want to touch on, really the contentious part of Brookfield and why a lot of investors were worried about Brookfield a couple of years ago was its real estate exposure, right? That's a meaningful part of Brookfield with rates where they were in 2022, with worries about work from home, inflation, what have you.